He said, look, I need a personal help from you. I said, tell me what? He said, look, I need a personal help from you. That can you come down to my place, my home? I said, fine, I will. But then what is the expectation? He said, look, I want you to talk to my son. He said, I want you to talk to my son. Now a father telling to me that, look, and a son is in engineering college, he is in Delhi Engineering College, second year student. Anyway, I said, look, I will come, give me a week's time because I am slightly tired of this week, but next week I will come to your place. But then, that made a point, that raised a point in my mind. How much I am doing with my own son? Are you getting the point? This is the question which got raised in my mind was that, look, fine, there is a situation where I am going to somebody else's house to talk to my son. How much do I talk to my son? Is that sufficient? Is that okay? There is a challenge. There is a challenge. There is a challenge with all of us. So, with this testing time, from all context, whether you talk about a family, whether you talk about society, whether you talk about politics, whether you talk about organization, it's a testing time. And the way I look at it is the creation will happen. We need to create more, and we need to create better, and we need to create faster, which will happen through conversations, because that is the fundamental unit through which any creation happens. So that is where I am pitching a case for Converse to create. It's need of the time. It's the requirement. So what do we do with these challenges which are there? With these challenges, where do we go? What do we do? Now there are certain points which I want to share with you. This can get handled by what is called as a productive relationship. What is a productive relationship? Productive relationship is where 2 plus 2 is not 4, it's more than 2 plus 2 is more than 4. When me and you create something which is more than the total of me and you, that's called a productive relationship. Collaborating learning. I need to learn from Pramod and Pramod need to learn from me. What are we trying to do at this moment of time? We are trying to learn together, that's all. There are a few things which I know, there are a few things which I have learned, and I am trying to transfer those things to you. We are doing a collaborative learning only. This is collaborative learning. What we are trying to do is, collectively we are trying to look for an insight. So I always tell that, look, when we get into a discussion there in the office, I say, we are emphasizing the point of collective insight when we work in CFTs. We look at CFT in a particular way. Do we appreciate these points that CFT is a productive relationship, it's a collaborative learning, it's a collective insight, it's a social brain. So as you view, so is the reality. Then we say that, look, we have a problem that people are not ready to be a part of the CFT. People will not be part of the CFT because the way we make it evolve, the way we position it, the way we make it seen by the people, okay. So that's what I really fight for whenever we are there in the discussion, okay. But look, please stress on these points which are productive relationship, collective learning, collective insight. The social brain. Your brain is a social organ. Again going to the brain. Brain, I said, my brain and your brain has a capability to connect. Brain is one organ which can work outside body. Brain is one organ which can work outside the body. Then I am also saying that our brain is part of the universal brain. So there is a theory which says that my brain is a part of the universal brain. Your brain is a part of the universal brain. When your brain is a part of the universal brain and my brain is a part of the universal brain, our brains are connected. Somewhere. There is something called mirroring, okay? In neuroscience, there is something called mirroring. Mirroring in the sense that, what is happening in my mind, his mind would be able to mirror it. Neurons have a capability to mirror, which is called a mirroring. So if there is an agitation in my mind, I may try to hide it by sweet, soft words, but then Gaurav would be able to sense that, look, his neurons would be able to mirror. Now when I know that, look, there is a mirroring which is possible, then I can mirror in a positive way. Pankaj may be in a very agitated state of mind, and I know that the moment I enter into Pankaj's room, my neurons will also. Have you ever seen shouting getting solved by shouting? No. You shout, the other person shouts, and then you shout, the other person shouts. Shouting will never, because you both are mirroring. Somebody has to recognize the fact that there is a mirroring which is happening. How do we impact it? And then you get into a room of your boss, and then you say that fine, if the boss is in a bad mood, he's agitated, you can mirror your boss with your neurons, with maintaining your neurons in a less agitated condition. Watch my words. In 2 minutes time, 3 minutes time, the entire flavor of the discussion will become different. If you use consciously your neurons for creating something which is positive in other person, instead of getting impacted by what is happening in the other person's mind, and your neurons mirroring it. So if you are aware of this, if you are aware of this relationship, you will be able to use it. So that's called mirroring. Mirroring of neurons mirror. So your brain is social, neurons, mutuality is a nature's offering. I've already spoken a lot about that. It's about thinking more and deeply to solve difficult problems. We all are differently same. There's a word in English which is called oxymoron, you know. So oxymoron means when we say that, she's terribly beautiful. No, how can somebody be terribly beautiful? Contradictory. So this is something like that. Okay, we all are differently same. This diversity has a unity. So we need to cherish that diversity, and we also need to cherish the unity element of it. So that is where I'm saying that, look, you're differently same. Now let us have what I'm saying, that this origin, how these words are, okay. We all use these words, okay, but I'm sure that, look, many of you would not have gone into the genesis and the meaning of these words, okay. So we say that, look, conversation is turn together. Conversation means turn together. When we say, let's deliberate, there's a word deliberate also which we use. So deliberate means weigh out, keep and reject. That is deliberation. Deliberation is keep and reject. So when you are deliberating, there is something which is being rejected, there is something which is being kept. So deliberation doesn't have same spirit which a conversation has, as a word per se, okay. Debate is beating down. The meaning, if you get into the very genesis of this word debate means let's debate. Let's debate means that let's beat down. You can't create by debate. You can't create by deliberate.
Two words interconnected, deliberate and debate somewhere.
They're not. Their original meaning, yes, the flavor is more or less same, yeah.
In generality.
Yeah. Discussion is about making decision. So I'm not saying that, look, discuss to create. No, I'm not saying discuss to create. Please appreciate and understand that when I'm talking about converse to create. Yes, dialogue is close to conversation. Dialogue means, it consists of dia means through, and logos means words or meaning. It is through meaning. That is the meaning of the dialogue. It's not opposite of monologue, which we say that, it's a dialogue, it's a monologue. Dialogue means there has to be a flow of meaning. If this flow of meaning through language, through word, then there is a dialogue happening. Flow of meaning. for example, word politics. Politics is originating from what is called as a polis. Polis and politics have got the same origin. Can you believe it? Polis here, gathering place for true self-governing. So that is why politics, polis has the same origin in the language. So this is just to give you an idea that look how words and the meaning of the word, the origin of the word, and what do we do? Do we get into conversation? Do we get into dialogue? Or do we get into discussion? Do we get into review? So the very understanding of the word and appreciation of the word can make a lot of difference in the type of a climate which you create. That is what I am trying to do by showing you this slide. That look, deliberation is not conversation. Debate is not conversation. Discussion is not conversation. Conversation is dialogue. Dialogue means flow of meaning through words. Dialogue is like, I always give this example that dialogue is like, the flow of a river between the two banks. That's dialogue. Any question? This is how it looks. Conversation is to turn together. Deliberation is to weigh out. And from deliberation you go to defend. You go to what is called as a controlled discussion. You go to what is called as a debate. When you get into a debate, what you're doing is you're resolving by breaking down. While there's another stream which goes up, which says conversation to turn together, you move to what is called listening without resistance. And then from there you go to what is called as a reflective dialogue. And from there what you go as what is called as a generative dialogue. Anything which is generative is what creates. Now the question is that what do we do? I mean, the flow which is there are two possible flows. And there's something called skilled conversation also. This is where your all tricks of communication fall in. Art of negotiation. Art of effective communication. You have these programs which talk about, so they fall into what is called as a skillful conversation. Okay, I'm not talking about a skillful conversation. Okay, I'm talking about conversation from a cognitive point of view. Yes, there is a skill required which we'll be talking about, but then what I'm talking about is more of a reflective dialogue and finally moving to what is called as a generative dialogue. Explore underlying causes, rules and assumptions to get to the deeper question and framing of problems. I'll give you a few more examples that you'll be able to appreciate. So just read it and comprehend it to whatever level it is possible at this point of time. As we move forward, I'll be relating with these with this slide. I did not know. What I'm saying is that I did not know that memory is another word for not thinking. Isn't it powerful? If it is a memory, then you're not thinking. It's already there, data. So the moment I am driven by the memory, I'm not thinking. I didn't know this, so I'm saying that I'm making a statement through the slide that look, I didn't know that memory is another word for not thinking. We define and love our definitions. We have a habit of thinking.
Sir, what is the meaning you define?
We define this is that look, you have a definition, I have a definition. Okay? So we define, for example, the relationship for you could be X, relationship for me could be Y. So you define and then you not only define, you also love your definition. ये ऐसे होता है और ये ऐसे ही होता है और उससे आपको प्यार है उस बात से कि ये ऐसे ही होता है. So it's not only that, look, we define and we love our own definitions. And we all do that. I do that, he does it, everybody, we all do that. So let's be conscious of this, let's be aware of this reality that, look, we define and love our own definitions. See what happens, when we sit into a discussion, any meeting or any discussion which happens, what happens? Even the senior people will say, well, that's the way it happens. Because they love, they define and they love their definition.
So if I get 21 points from GSE, why 21, why not 18, why not 30?
So that is
defined.
Yeah, that's defined. That's defined. How we think does impact how we talk.
We have a habit of
We have a habit of thinking. We have a habit of thinking. I have a habit of thinking. You have a habit of thinking. What I mean by that is, and then interestingly, it's like when you learn cycling for the first time, you try to analyze that, look, whether I should put my this speed or I should put my this speed, whether I should learn catchy first or I should learn through the danda route first, or should I sit on a seat straight away. These questions we all have faced. Okay, and then we make our own, we think about it that, catchy is not right, danda is right, or the seat is right. There are different school of thought. So some of the parents will say that you sit on a seat and we'll teach you. Some of the parents will say that no, catchy is the right route. Right? So we think so much about it, okay? And then when we learn cycle, we only ride. Do we get into the angle? Do we get into the gyroscopic reasoning? No, we don't. Similarly, the thinking is also like that. Over a period of time, it is a habit. So you have a habit of thinking. I have my own habit of thinking. In the sense that, look, you are habituated to think in a particular way. I am habituated to think in a particular way.
in a particular way.
In a particular way. So if I recognize this fact that, look, I am habituated to think in a particular way, first of all, recognizing this is one. Second is that, look, so the other person is also habituated to think in a particular way. Okay? So, how do I recognize my habit of thinking? Because if that changes, then only the creation happens. Otherwise, you will remain what you are. You will remain what you are. So that's what it means. It means that, look, we all have a habit of thinking. How we think does impact how we talk. How we talk together determines our effectiveness. I was telling the conversation of today will decide the future of the organization. That's what I meant. This is what is the same stuff. How we feel and think and what we speak may be different. This is another very powerful thing. Please read it and then raise a question on this if you have a question.
I already discussed this in action. What we feel and think. And answer.
What we feel and think.
And what we
And what we speak.
So can you give some examples? What we feel and think and what we speak and do.
We were talking about that. We were talking about that. The same point you talking about.
This is true. This is influence actually.
This is what?
Influence, because what we feel and think and what we speak may be different. What we speak can be influenced, but what I feel and think is different. So that is what I am saying.
That is back on the point. Back on the point.
Yeah. That is what. That is in reality. It happens here every day. It's a reality. It's not a
No,
perception.
you are saying that in reality it happens every day. Srikanth says, look, I'm not able to appreciate what you're talking about.
खुले में बताए नहीं ऐसे नहीं है मैं see एक एग्जांपल मैं
I'll give you an example. Yeah, please go ahead. You want to say something?
What I want to say, if I am speaking
influence of something, I am not perceiving it in such a way. I am saying it what I want to speak. If I feel something, I think something, I will speak in the same way. But if I am, if I am not allowed to speak in such a fashion, that thing is different thing. I am not thinking this way.
There is external control.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am saying if I am feeling something, if I am thinking something, I will speak in the same way.
That's a most wonderful perspective. See,
Because I don't understand why we may speak different.
No,
if I am not respected by somebody else.
But I was just to be honest, but for you, the reality will be like this. For him, the reality is very different. You are
that is why I am saying.
आपने एक्सपीरियंस किया होगा रियलिटी आप बोल
That's why I am asking you.
अरे एक example
I'll be using this incident, okay?
अरे was this instance
of you saying,
okay,
look, the reality for you also must have been same, but you're not speaking. So he said that look, reality for you also must
suppose
be same.
for an example, let's speak in our business context. जब MBB launch हुआ था यहाँ पे, ठीक है, though I was not part of MBB team, but मैं जब discussion हो रही थी, I was not, on to it कि MBB इस तरीके से launch होना चाहिए. Otherwise, we speak, I feel and think कि MBB इस तरीके से नहीं होना चाहिए. Okay. I have given my own opinion, maybe some suggestions. Okay. बाद में पता चला कि ये MBB ही इस तरीके से लॉन्च होगा, तो I have to get adjusted into it. I have to get adjusted into it, and नीचे पूरी टीम को we speak वो है ना लास्ट डिफरेंटली, वो फिर मेरे को वही बोलना पड़ा जो वहाँ से आया था. बट उसकी that is what I'm यही सिचुएशन सब जगह, and not only in MBB
सर मैं चाहता था, मैंने सोचा था कि मैं ऐसा करूंगा,
लेकिन आपने भी तो बोले थे ना, लेकिन वो माने नहीं
कुछ
किसी
है,
को।
बोला कुछ और जाके
ऐसी बातों हमारी भी डिस्कशन होती है. मुझे ये लगता है कि बॉस RTGS अगर 10:10 में हुआ है तो 10:20 में ट्रांजेक्शन हो जाना चाहिए. यू कैन गिव अ बेस्ट एक्सपीरियंस टू द चैनल पार्टनर, बट यू आर ट्राइंग, बट यू आर नॉट, आप एक प्रोसेस फॉलो करोगे, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट प्रोसेस यू आर नॉट एबल टू डू दैट, बट यू थिंक दैट 10 मिनट में RTGS हो जाना चाहिए और ट्रांजेक्शन हो जाना चाहिए, बट यू आर फॉलोइंग सम अदर प्रोसेस, सो यू हैव टू डू डिफरेंटली.
यही बात हम फील को समझाते हैं.
ये आप भी समझाते हो, आप ही ने कई बार मुझे समझाया.
दूसरे पर्सपेक्टिव समझाते थे, वो 4 घंटे बाद जो आती है, आपको पता 10 मिनट बाद आता है, लेकिन
बड़ा सिंपल है. अगर हम छोटा आप ले लेते हैं, अगर RTGS वाले तो RTGS हुआ कैसे पता लगेगा किसी को?
बट यू फील होता है कि 4 घंटे में बोला जाना चाहिए.
नहीं एज ए फाइनेंस आई डोंट थिंक
एज ए फाइनेंस नहीं, एज ए पर्सन मैं भी एज ए सेल्स पर्सन वो नहीं बता रहा हूँ, एज ए
बट व्हाट आई एम सेइंग एज ए नॉर्मल पर्सन आई विल विश क्योंकि ऐसा होना चाहिए. जैसे क्या होता है, लेट्स से आपको यूनियन,
अरे चलो CFT की बात है, ठीक है, लेट्स बी वेरी ट्रू टू आवरसेल्फ. CFT जब फॉर्म हुई, CFT सो CFT फॉर्म हुई, एक पूरी लिस्ट आ गई, बस ये CFT में है मेंबर, और पहले लोगों ने खुद इनिशिएट किया कि मैं जाऊँगा. धीरे धीरे चौथे महीने में CFT की स्ट्रेंथ कम होती जाएगी. ओके, वो क्या हो रहा है?
So,
the point which is saying is, I'll tell you how. Now, let us take his example slightly forward. Okay, he's absolutely right when he's saying that there were people in the organization who were not convinced with the exclusive MBB model. Okay, yeah. There were people who were on the view that instead of going for an exclusive MBB model, we already have a pretty strong distribution which is there on the ground. What we need to do is we need to apply our mind and explore and make use of already existing strong distribution. Okay? So these two schools of thought were very strongly divided. Okay? One school of thought, no, it can only be done exclusively. And the more powerful school of thought prevailed, right? So the MBB exclusive distribution emerged. Now, when the open conversation was not allowed, I am seeing, because I am a part of this whole thing, from the day one when the MBV exclusive distribution model was conceived and brought into existence, from the day one they've been saying that it will not work. Now, the point is that look, when the convergence has not happened, there will be one set of people who will work, who will have this, they'll have a conviction that look, this will not work. And what has happened? We started what is called as a deflexi, and then we said, look, higher commission on deflexi, and then after that we have come down to a normal commission. Now we are talking about what is the need of the deflexi. Now we are talking about what is the need of the exclusive distribution. Now we are saying that look, how we handle it because the MPB distributor would propose the ISF. The point I am saying is that when the conversation, when this doesn't happen, what we feel and think and what we speak, then there is a difference. There is a case of not being authentic.
Yes.
And when what is felt and what is thought, and if the same thing is being spoken, what you are talking about, it has a sustainability. It has a sustainability, please understand. If that is not being done, there are people who come with this that look, there is no point speaking here. I will go, listen, attend and come out of it. That's it, because that's my job. So nothing will be created there.
Yeah.
And why do you do it? For example, think about it, what I was talking in the morning, that look, you get into a room and you go with this conviction that look, nothing is going to happen. I'll go and spend time, have a cup of coffee and come out. Where are you coming from? You're coming from the past. You're coming from the past because your past has, the recent past few incidences have told you that look, you wanted to say something and it has not been heard. You wanted to make a point and the point is not being understood. But why can't you appreciate that, look, your reality and the other person's reality can be different, and the only way to bring that reality to a common reality is conversation.
Yes.
But what you did, you decided, look, there's no point, I'm not going to be, I'll go there because I'm part of it, but then look, I'm not going to contribute. Or whatever I'll speak to please. So if you speak to please, then you're not doing this. And I always say that there is a philosopher called, the British philosopher, I really love his statement. He says that look, if you do not speak what you consider as right, then please be ready that your own words which you wanted to speak and you did not speak will come back to you with an alienated majesty. With an alienated majesty. Do you understand this? What I'm saying is that, look, there was a point which was there in your mind and you wanted to speak and then you didn't speak. And the same thing which you wanted to say is being spoken by MD of the company 10 months, 10 days, 10 hours down the line. So those words will come with alienated majesty to you. Your own words will come back to you with an alienated majesty. So please speak what you feel and what you think. Now how to do that, we'll come to that. Okay? But then this is, now please, I'm how things are related, how things are connected, please. So how many times we do that? We get into a meeting and we say, look, fine, I'm not going to participate today because it doesn't make any sense. Big loss. Big loss. Past is dead. The past through which, because of which you're not speaking, that past is dead. Please do not cling to the past. Every movement is a creation. This universe is creating every movement. Are you in sync with the universe? If you are in sync with the universe, you are also creating every movement. This is how the past has to be buried. But I made a point and somebody did not listen it, and I decided not to speak. Big loss to myself. Big loss to myself. And a big loss to that group, because my mind is a distinct mind. There is no other mind which is like my mind. There is no other mind which is like Seeman Galu's mind. If Seeman Galu's mind is not working in this group, it's a loss to the group. It's a loss to me. It's a loss to him because his mind is not getting benefited and enriched by the rest of the minds which are there in the room. So what are we doing? And why are we doing it? But we do it. So after this program, the expectation is that you know, speak it. Insult is only when you decide. Nobody on this earth can insult you. God cannot insult you. And believe me, your words will come back to you. Which the unspoken words of yours will come back to you. With alienated majesty. Because this philosopher says that your mind is a distinct creation of this universe. What your mind thinks and what your heart feels is distinct, special. Special, I'll use the word special. Who are you to undermine it? Yeah? Alienated is, when alienated is, you know, like for example, alienated, when you say that somebody is alienated from a group, he is separated from a group. Alien to alienated. Perfect, you've gone to the root. Alienated is, origin is from the alien. So you will feel that look, they'll come with alienated majesty. जैसे एक alien आपके पास में आता है, your own words will come back to you like an alienated majesty. Very powerful. See, these people use their every word so powerfully. That's why they write books. Isn't that happens with us? It happens. So, and second is that look, what we feel and think and what we speak, it's called left hand and a right hand rule. Okay, in management language, it is called the left hand and a right hand rule. Okay, the left hand is what you are feeling and thinking. Okay, right hand is what you are speaking. It's like you know that what you are talking. I mean, what you have done is a nonsense. What you are feeling is that look, what you have done is nonsense, but what you are saying is that look, everybody does it. You see the difference? बोल क्या रहे हो आप? What you are speaking is that look, yeah, I know everybody does it. But what you are feeling is that look, it's nonsense. But you are not speaking that look, it is nonsense. I'm not saying that speak nonsense. No, I'm not recommending that. Okay. What I'm saying is that look, what you feel and what you think and what you speak, there is a difference. So when you are into a conversation, what a person is speaking may be different than what he is thinking and feeling. When we are into a conversation, we need to be cognizant of this fact that what he is speaking, let me also sense what is he feeling and what is he thinking. I need to ask, discover what is the feel and what is the thought. Do I do that? No, I take it very casually. I'll repeat. When I am in a conversation, I need to understand not only what we go by the spoken words. We go by the spoken words. But behind those spoken words, there is a feeling and there is a thinking. Whether that spoken word, thinking and feeling is in sync or not, that needs to be brought to the table. Most of the relationships go wrong because of what? Because what you're speaking is different than what you're thinking and feeling. And I am not able to relate with the feeling and the thinking part of other person. I'm only relating with what is being spoken. So check how there are two statements here which are contrary to each other. I said that look, the way you think is the way you speak somewhere. How we think does impact how we talk. I have not written that a conclusive statement. I am saying that it does impact. But along with that statement, I am also saying that look, what you speak and what you think and feel, there can be a gap. Conversations are about discovering it. You have shouted on me and you'll have to be sorry about it. But what is the thinking behind shouting and what is the feel behind shouting? What is important to us that he is shouting? There's nothing which is more important to us. Well, you need to ask, what is that which is disturbing you so much? What is that which I have done which has made you so agitated? Please tell me, I would like to know.
So it may not be related to you. While I shouted at you, I might have been in a different frame of mind. Maybe because of some other person, I have been agitated at that point of time. And somehow, my outburst was on you. So it is not related to you, but to somebody else.
So is it true, good or beautiful?
No, it is not.
Is it right?
But in conversation, you asked me that, see, have I done something?
So now, for example, there is something which has happened between you and Pramod, and I arrive and then you start shouting on me. Okay. So now what do I do? Now you're shouting on me and you're not listening and you're shouting on me. So what do I do? What options I have? Either I also shout, what the hell is this? Why are you shouting on me?
It is further going to aggravate.
So mirroring. So your agitated neurons, my neurons will send that, no, these neurons are agitated neurons. Okay? They will also start agitating because that's mirroring. So one, I need to be careful that look, he is agitated, his neurons are agitated, and my neurons are also sensing, oh, agitation, and then I need to say, no agitation. Now you start shouting on me, I will say, look, will you let me have a glass of water, Ashish?
Further calm down.
Can I call a cup of coffee? Oh, you look upset. Want to come out for a walk? Tell an accident again. Now what am I doing? First is I am trying to, when the intensity of emotion is high, you can't be rational. You can't be rational. You can only, for rationality also, you need a lower level of, there's a slide here which I'll show you that look how security and emotions are connected. Okay. So you can't do it. So what you're going to do is that look, once you have a cup of tea or whatever, then I'll have to discover. Actually, I'm surprised. I've never seen you so agitated, and I'm really pained seeing you so agitated. Okay. I wonder everything is fine. Hope you're okay. You say, no, not okay. This is pretty promoted, I think this guy, this, then you will. So then the concept, okay. But then what happened? Okay. What happened? I told him this. But then, okay, hold on. What did he say? You said that he said this. Okay. Yeah. Do you see a point in what he's talking about? What is happening inside you? Are you feeling insecure about it? Okay. So this has to flow. So if this flows, and I can also be manipulative in terms of speaking and thinking, and this thing is like, oh, you're not promote. Not. He can agitate, he can make anybody very agitated. Okay. Now what I'm doing is, I'm not speaking what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. Okay. So I'm playing a game which is dirty. You see the example. So how do you, then I can play a role as a person in cementing real relationship with Pramod. And I can also play a role of not cementing relationship with people. But I must accept this reality that by cementing I become strong. By not cementing, I become weak in a long run. We all look at a short run that, okay, fine, this equation, fine, let's settle it this way, That's not just reality. That is why then you realize that look, I don't have a friend. When you said that look, there is nobody in this organization who understands my feeling and my emotions. What you wish is what you need to give. If I wish love, I need to give love. If I wish affection, I need to give affection. I want to give anger and I want all love. Not possible. What you wish is what you need to give. Please do this. It's so powerful. What you wish, do this. आपको जो चीज अच्छी लगती है, वो जो आपके लिए अहम है, आप वो करते हुए देखो, वो वापस आएगी आपके पास. This is guaranteed answer. Here I am judgmental, guaranteed. So what you wish is.
But sir, practically what happens to forward this
conversation as the example put by Ashish.
So practically, see, any, sorry to stop you, but it is very, see, there are a lot of nonsense which we accept under the banner of practical.
But
There are a lot of wrong things we accept.
that cannot be stopped now. For example, if Ashish is in a bad mood and he is agitated with Pramod, and
Okay.
I come and I say, if I say Pramod is right, then he will, in that state of mind, he will be putting.
No, I'm not saying, I'm not saying, no, please don't misunderstand me. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ कि आप जानो और I'm not, no, I'm not saying that because then I have also become judgmental. See, I don't know, what I suggested, okay, I'm not prescribing. What I suggested was that, you know, if this happens, then first of all, the first need is, see, if your soil is not ready, you can't sow a seed, huh? Can you sow a seed on a soil which is rough, which is solid? No. You need to prepare the ground. You have to do tilling and you have to prepare it and then you sow a seed. Now here is a soil which is, you can't do anything about it. So you have to loosen it. So then you have to build up. Okay, fine, relax. Oh, I mean, don't become judgmental there also. Oh, don't get so angry. Heart attacks come because of the anger. And then this type of anger. One of my neighbors, he also was shouting like this and he died on a chair only. What are you offering? And remember, what you are offering is what will come back to you. What are you offering is what will come back to you.
ध्यान रखना जमल भाई ऐसे ना तुम
It's a very simple thing, but then again you say that look, whether it is practical, it is practical. If not completely practical, it is practical to substantial extent, I'll say. See, yeah. See, what you give is what you will get. Watch my words. What you will give is what you will get. You give trick, you will get a smarter guy who will play a better trick than you. You play trick. So, because you are creating it, I am again go back to my statement, I create my reality. So, if I want to create a reality which is full of love, affection, trust, respect, I need to give all this. I don't want to give any of these things and I want to expect that all love, all respect, all trust will come from Jabar only, not from Nirmal Singh. How is it possible? No, not possible. Ask this question to yourself that look, what do I wish? What is that which is close to me? I mean, for example, what is close to me is my trust. What is close to me is that my team need to trust me. So if I want my team to trust me, I need to trust them. So I want them to trust me, but then I have my own list. It will not work. So what I wish is what I need to give. If I want to get out of conversation, I need to contribute to that conversation. I don't want to contribute to that conversation, but I want to get from that conversation. Not possible. Not possible for long. Agrawalji? Not possible for long. Conversation with the center, not side. It's again a statement. You'll ask me, what does it mean? Conversation from the center means conversation in its completeness. What I mean by conversation in completeness is that look, in any conversation, your thinking, your emotions, your past, everything is involved. So, get into conversation with everything which you are, not with a piece of you, okay? So, what I mean by is, for example, that you as a human being believe in something else, but when it comes to vertical and prepaid, go to the corner. That is speaking, or that is conversation from a corner, not from the center. Conversation not only solves but dissolves. Together means not your position. When I say that, look, we are together, that means not my position. I mean, there's no position there, okay? Very difficult, very difficult.
Second one probably dissolve.
Solves in the sense that, look, when we say that, look, when I say dissolve,
Yes, removing the problem of the root.
no, it's like, look, when me and you create something, it doesn't belong to me, it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to both of us. It doesn't belong to me, it doesn't belong to you, it belongs to both of us. Can a husband only say that, look, it's my child? The Bible says my child also. So that's what I mean by when anything dissolves, the ownerships go. Or if the ownership is there at all, it is a joint ownership. Make sense? Together means not your position, exploring possibilities, shifting the organic underlying structure that produces it. Leave it. For a moment, leave it. I'll come back to this point later on. Inquiry versus advocacy. How many times I am inquiring and how many times I am advocating? What does an advocate do? An advocate defends. Inquiry means discovery. Trying to find out. And check how many times we are advocating and how many times are we doing inquiry. That is advocacy. How many times we are inquiring and how many times we are. Forget about subordinate. How many times are we inquiring their own child? They will slip into shoes of father and we start advocating. Look over here. Life is like this and this is how it happens. So who the hell are you to make a prediction on how his life is going to unfold? You can check with him first of all and know what's on. Inquiry. What is happening? How is it happening? Asking him, is it right or wrong? How do you look at that? What will happen if this will happen? No, inquiry is that. Advocacy is that, look, हमको तो पहले ही पता था तुम ये कर रहे हो, इस बार तो डब्बा होने का। तो खुदा हो आप। We knew it in subordinate. I knew it. And our bosses do with us. And you all are intelligent people, educated people. So is it advocacy or is it... Now there's another way to explain this, which is not there on the slide, but then I would share that with you. Is it a compliance or a commitment? Is it a compliance or a commitment? What do I do with my subordinate? Do I generate a commitment in my subordinate or do I make my subordinate comply? Compliance will... So that's where my difference is with some people in the organization. When you say that uska letron le lenge or uska ye le lenge or uska wo le lenge, I personally do not. That's my view. I have my own freedom of expression. That look, I don't stand this view. I make a statement that I don't stand this view. I don't know I'm right or wrong. I don't know that. But I do not believe in compliance. I believe in commitment. Why can't I do something which makes my TSC go shop to shop or from counter to counter and tell me that look, these are the counters? Why can't this happen? Why am I only coming from that school of thought that all TSCs and all people who are there in the field are cheats? No. So I have my view and I respect my view. And when I respect my view, I'll state it. Second is that, look, I say that, look, there is no point of whether that view gets accepted or does not get accepted is a matter of a structure. I was reading a book which says that, look, like in an organization we have made it a run movie. And then we talk about employee happiness, then we talk about, work-life balance, and then we talk about, you made it a Ranabhumi, your words are also like Ranabhumi, strategy, tactics. Now we've started talking about war. Nothing wrong. I'm not trying to be judgmental about it. No, please do not misunderstand me. I'm not trying to criticize anybody. Please do not misunderstand me. What I'm trying to say is that, look, the difference between a Ranabhumi and a Rangabhumi is where people play. You have a role, I have a role. You're a prepaid guy, I'm a HR guy. Okay, fine, let's play. And make something interesting, good, true, and beautiful emerge out of it. Can we do that? Is the question. So what we've made is that we've made organization a job, a Ranabhumi instead of making a Rangabhumi. Our words and language, I was reading, so there's a book which says that, there's a lot of objectivity, that's where my mind made me make that statement, Ganit Bagar Gur ke Pangu hai. Ganit without Gur is insufficient and incomplete. I made a statement in that on the meet. This objectivity, all this management education has come from West. Now in West does not believe in what India believes in, or to an extent Buddhists also believe in it, but Buddhism, I'm taking it as an extension of India only. West does not believe in rebirth. West believes only in one birth. So when they believe in one birth, they want to do everything in their life in one birth. So they want everything to be objectified. Indians believe in multiple births. Sikandar wanted to conquer the entire world because he thought this is the only life. And I must conquer the world in this life. So there's a big difference. Now all this management education which has come from West, where objectivity is most important, subjectivity is being kept in a corner. While our Indians are the best in handling subjectivity. Now what is happening, interestingly, I'm just leaving a thought, please do not be judgmental from my side, look, I'm trying to say this, no, I'm just leaving a thought. That look, in that process of objectivity, more important is being missed. So it is 65 to 72, which is also a Ganit is more important, or the customer delight and the customer experience, which is important. So a focus is that, look, 65 has to become 72. I don't know. I'm saying that, look, subjectivity, and I was also reading that why subjectivity is difficult. When we say subjectivity, Agrawalji, what is subjectivity? I'll tell you a very interesting definition that subjectivity means anything which needs knowledge of multiple subjects. Subjectivity means anything which needs knowledge of multiple subjects. And it may need a knowledge of sociology, it may need a knowledge of psychology, it may need a knowledge of economics, it may need a knowledge of political science. Because anything which is complete has to be true, good and beautiful.